Welcome to VRChat, a podcast series where we interview avatar creators, 3D fashion designers, and VTubers from across the metaverse and beyond. On this episode, we talk with Castell, an avatar designer from Brazil. He shares with us his approach to his spunky avatars, the challenges to bring them to life, and how he found his community in VRChat. Let's go to the interview. Hello everyone, this is Lukonianlogic. I'm here with Castell, an avatar designer and creator. What made you take the leap into actually creating your own avatars?
Yo, that didn't take long actually. I started in January 2018, and by March I was already doing avatars.
Oh wow.
I mean, it wasn't as complex as this one, but I really wanted to because, well, I used to study graphic design, so I was like, oh, creating stuff, yes, let's just try to be myself here.
So did you go for school for 3D design, or was it always just doing graphic design and then you kind of just were self-taught when it came to Unity and these 3D programs?
Yeah, Unity and Blender, I learned everything with YouTube and trying myself. When I did graphic design school, it was all basically Photoshop and Canva and other types of programs. But it definitely helped me because you have to do a lot of texturing when you're making avatars, and I still use a lot of Photoshop.
When you have an idea for an avatar, like how does your process work? Like where do you get your inspirations from?
I think Twitter is the best place to find inspirations. I love seeing what other people make, like my fellow avatar creators and stuff. But usually it's like it starts with a basic idea, like, oh my god, what if I made an avatar that had a guitar on? And you're like, oh, but what songs do you listen to? And I thought, oh, I listen to David Bowie, so I'm gonna make an avatar that has a David Bowie characteristic with a guitar on. And that's how one of my avatars came to be.
You just inspired me that I now want to own a Ziggy Stardust avatar. So yeah, I mean, what are the challenges then that you face when you start going to design and then bring it to life in VRChat or another platform?
Well, I think designing is not my struggle. Like, I usually go with my imagination and the overflow of ideas, and then you just take the pieces apart that don't make sense. But I would say my highest difficulty in making models is the time it takes, because I do everything from scratch. So just having an idea sometimes it's not enough. You need to put all of that into 3D, and it's just so much time consuming.
And you also have to do the rigging and all the nuts and bolts of it, right?
Well, I like rigging actually. I feel most people don't, but I do.
That's like your superpower.
And I love Unity part as well.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
How long does it usually take you when you have an idea to then like completing the avatar?
Depends. Okay, so like I did this one you're seeing here.
Mm-hmm.
Just the face. It took 6 months to think about it because I really wanted to make a face. Yes.
Wow.
But besides that, the whole model idea was like 2 months or 3 to be ready to be there. But I had another model recently that was for Pride Month.
Oh, I saw that on your Twitter.
I took 1 month.
I hear over and over again from avatar creators, they're like, I'm like, what is one of the things that if you could wave a magic wand that you could change? And they're like, I just hate how all my hard work I'll put into it and it just gets stolen or pirated by people. And like, I feel like if people were aware of how much work went into designing these things, then maybe they would feel a little more guilty, or at least try to give some money towards the avatar creators. Because it feels like the amount of passion and time you have to put into these avatars is just insane.
It is, honestly. Actually, I don't try to get mad. I mean, I try not to get mad or sad about rippers and leakers or whatever we call them nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is very sad to see my work stolen or shared around. I even received an email once of someone saying, yo, I saw your avatar on another website and I want a refund because I think it's not yours. And I'm like,
Oh,
how?
that's frustrating.
You know, like, yeah. But also, well, there is always going to be that. There is always this type of stuff going around. But if you're a creator as well, I think, you know, these rippers, these lickers, they wouldn't buy models anyway. So usually people that want to support will be there to support.
Yeah, that's a good point. Your community, you'll find them and they'll support you and you'll support them. I think that's a huge part of why VRChat's been, very successful.
Yes.
So how did you find your community? And first of all, where do you like to spend your time in VRChat, and how did you come across and find your community?
Well, I do love the dancers community. They're really fun to be around with clubs and such. But there's also a lot of things happening differently in publics that I like to see. But usually, I am hanging around with my people, Brazilians, because I'm from Brazil. And yeah, those are the ones that I usually hang the most with.
Are there any other avatar designers that you really are impressed by, or you like to follow and see what they're doing?
Bro, there's so many. There is so many. Do you really want me to say some? I can.
Only if there's somebody you really like, or like a friend of yours that you want to give a shout out to.
Well, there's definitely Lawrence and Julie that are like super close to me. But also there is some other creators that I love to see what they're doing. That is Weebs and MDG.
And what about their work do you really like?
Well, of all these designers, they are very unique in what they're doing. Like, if you see their photos of their avatars, they're all very different from each other. And I think that's very special. It's like they have their own style, their own way of seeing this VR world. And it looks amazing. Sometimes I'm even envious of them, like, yo, I gotta get better because they're doing something here.
That was our interview with Castell. If you're an avatar creator, 3D fashion designer, or VTuber, reach out to us. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for joining. See you next time at VR Chit Chat.